Every time a financial crash occurs, the same question follows. How could this happen again? After the Great Depression, people said markets had learned their lesson. After the 1970s inflation crisis, they said policy had evolved. After the dot-com crash, they said technology would change valuation forever. After the 2008 financial crisis, they said risk was finally understood. After the pandemic shock, they said the scale was unprecedented. And yet, crashes continue to happen. This repetition is not accidental. It is not the result of poor memory or bad actors alone. Crashes occur because the structure of modern economies and financial systems produces them. To understand why crashes happen again and again, we must stop treating them as surprises and start treating them as outcomes of predictable processes. A financial crash is not simply a fall in prices. It is a rapid repricing of risk. During stable periods, risk is underestimated. Asset prices rise faster than fundamentals. Leverage increases quietly. Confidence grows faster than income. A crash occurs when perception abruptly realigns with reality. Prices fall not because value disappears, but because expectations collapse. This is why crashes feel sudden. The imbalance builds slowly. The correction happens quickly. Crashes are often blamed on greed or fear, but those explanations are incomplete. Human behavior does not change. What changes is how behavior interacts with leverage, incentives, and scale. During expansions, success reinforces confidence. Investors extrapolate recent returns into the future. Risk feels distant because losses have not occurred recently. This is not irrational. It is human. The problem is that financial systems amplify these tendencies. Leverage allows small errors to become large failures. Scale turns individual mistakes into systemic stress. Crashes are not caused by emotion alone. They are caused by emotion interacting with structure. Every major financial crash in modern history shares one core ingredient: excessive credit expansion. Before the Great Depression, margin debt exploded as investors borrowed heavily to buy stocks. When prices fell, forced liquidation accelerated the collapse. Before the 1987 crash, portfolio insurance strategies relied on continuous liquidity that disappeared under stress. Before the dot-com crash, speculative capital flooded in profitable companies on the assumption that growth justified valuation. Before the 2008 crisis, household debt, mortgage leverage, and structured financial products multiplied exposure to a single underlying risk. Credit allows markets to rise faster than income. It also ensures they fall faster when conditions reverse. Risk is hardest to perceive when it is lowest, and most dangerous when it appears absent. During long expansions, volatility declines. Losses become rare. Models calibrated on recent data show low risk. This creates a false sense of security. In the years leading up to 2008, default rates were low, housing prices were stable, and risk models assumed diversification protected portfolios. When housing prices declined nationally for the first time in decades, those assumptions failed simultaneously. Risk is not linear. It clusters. Crashes occur when multiple safeguards fail at once. Leverage is the accelerator of crashes. Borrowing magnifies gains during expansions and magnifies losses during downturns. It also compresses time. Without leverage, investors can wait. With leverage, they cannot. Margin calls, forced selling, and liquidity freezes transform manageable declines into cascades. In 2008, institutions that were technically solvent collapsed because they could not meet short-term funding needs. Crashes are not always about insolvency. They are often about liquidity mismatches under stress. Each cycle produces new tools designed to prevent the last crisis. Regulations tighten, models improve, instruments evolve, but these improvements often shift risk rather than eliminate it. Financial innovation frequently creates complexity that obscures fragility. New products appear safe because they have not been tested under stress. Before 2008, collateralized debt obligations were considered diversified. Before 2020, global supply chains were considered resilient. Crashes reveal assumptions that were invisible during stability. Why policy can delay but not prevent crashes. Central banks and governments play a crucial role in stabilizing markets. Lowering interest rates, injecting liquidity, and providing guarantees can prevent collapse. But these actions also extend cycles. By reducing the cost of borrowing and suppressing volatility, policy encourages further risk-taking. Over time, debt grows faster than income. Asset prices detach further from fundamentals. The eventual correction becomes larger. Policy smooths short-term pain at the cost of long-term fragility. This is not incompetence. It is a trade-off. The pattern across history. When viewed across centuries, crashes follow a familiar arc. A period of stability encourages risk-taking. Success reinforces leverage. Debt accumulates. Confidence peaks. A shock reveals fragility. Prices fall. Credit contracts. The system resets. The specific trigger varies. The mechanism does not. From the tulip mania of the 1630s to the South Sea bubble, from the Great Depression to the Asian financial crisis, from the dot-com collapse to the global financial crisis, the pattern repeats. Crashes are not anomalies. They are features of financial systems built on credit and confidence. Why people always believe this time is different? The phrase "this time is different" appears in every cycle. New technology, new policy frameworks, new markets, or new economic theories create the belief that past constraints no longer apply. And in limited ways, they are right. The details are different. What never changes is the interaction between leverage, incentives, and human behavior. Crashes do not require ignorance. They require overconfidence. Closing. Crashes are not failures of memory. They happen because history is structurally embedded in the system. As long as economies rely on credit, as long as humans extrapolate success, and as long as leverage compresses time, crashes will occur. Understanding this does not make crashes painless. It makes them less mysterious. Crashes are not signs that the system is broken. They are signs that the system has reached its limits. They happen again and again because the forces that create them never disappear. They only change shape, and that is why crashes will continue, long after the last one fades from memory.